Hey guys. Let's see here. Get back. Alright, so I'm just going to jump in here real quick. Not going to be here long because I got some things to do, but I wanted to talk to you guys about training and what's to be expected. You know, the biggest question, I got to the yard to bring my student into, hey Ron, but I got to the yard, I just came in, I have a new student that it will be testing out to get her CDL on Sunday, right? So we're in, you know, got to do a little practicing and stuff like that, just fine tuning the rough edges, you know, and hey Philip, who else is that? Hey Reggie. Y'all can hear me okay? Let me know, because I'm just talking. Stop now. Okay, good. So listen, real quick, I'm gonna try to read some of y'all comments, and yeah, you see who is right here. She don't want to get down. Little bite. All right, get off of me now. Go ahead. All right, so here it is. You know, a question came up when I got to the yard. Of course, I spoke. Sorry, I got Germex. You know, hey. But question came up when I got to the yard. I was outside talking to some students, of course, when I got here, and one student said that him and his trainer they were about to pull out, right? In other words, they had a load to leave out this tonight. And thank you, Christina. So I said, well, man, you better get some rest, you know. And this was like 1600, 4 o'clock for those of you that are not in the military or prior military or do not know military time, right? So it's 4 o'clock and he's saying that they got to pull out by 7:30. And I said, hey, you need to get some rest then, you know. He's like, I ain't going to be able to sleep, you know. And I said, well, at least just lay down, get you a little bit of rest before you guys pull out, okay? And just close your eyes or something. He was like, well, I can't drive past midnight anyway. And I said, what? And he goes, I can't drive past midnight. So I said, why can't you drive past midnight? Have you guys already started driving? You know, so have your 14-hour day, has it already started? You know, he goes, no, but my trainer said that we're not allowed to drive between midnight and 6 a.m. And I said, excuse me? And he goes, yeah, my trainer said that it's against the law for us to drive a student, a PSD student, prime student driver. It's against the law for us to drive between midnight and 6 a.m. And I told him, I said, that's not right, you know. And I was trying to find a student. His trainer, because I wanted to just enlighten him, you know, give him some information and let him know that, hey, that's not right. That's not the truth. Here it is, in the beginning. And I'm just going to utilize Prime's program, okay? I'm just going to utilize Prime's programs for you. Yes, if you guys would share it out for me, please do so. I'm just going to talk and try to get this out of here real quick. Thank you, Calvin. But here it is. Prime's program. As a PSD student, a Prime student driver, okay? You have anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks to acquire your license. During that time period, we have to get you up to par with, hey, California, I'll be there in a couple of days, okay? Well, let's see, my student, she better pass her test on Sunday, but if she doesn't pass, worst case scenario, we retest on Monday. I'll get a load coming out to California, and hit me in my inbox. Maybe I can run into you, we can do lunch or something like that, you know, on me, all right? So here it is. Again, if you have 14 days in the state of Missouri, and with Prime in conjunction together, a combination, you have 14 days to 6 weeks to acquire your license here as a student at Prime, okay? You have to learn your pre-trip. You have to learn your pre-trip. You also have to learn backing. Y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all have to send me some messages, inbox or something, because it's really hard for me to talk and get out what I need to get out and read the messages, because I get sidetracked quick. You know, I'm like, what did they say? But anywho, but you got pre-trip, backing, and driving, right? Pre-trip, backing, and driving. Also, we have to build your stamina. What that means is, if you're on my truck as a PSD student, if I'm in the seat, you're in the seat. If you're driving, I have to be in the seat anyway. But if I'm up here driving, you need to be in the seat. And the reason being is this: once you get your license, once you've mastered your pre-trip enough to pass your test, backing enough to pass your test, and driving, you are now elevated to the next level. In the next level, you're passed on, okay? You're passed on to a TNT. Hey, Spencer. You're passed on to a TNT trainer, which is trainer and trainee, okay? At that time, we're just smoothing out the rough edges. Now we have to teach you all the other stuff. And you have to be able to drive a minimum of 8 to 11 hours a day. That is your shift. Okay, I'm sorry. That is your shift. If I get a student on my truck, I have to be able to sleep when you drive, okay? The other thing that I had an issue with when I spoke with this young man, he was like, well, the student is not allowed to drive at night. Again, that is not true. So for trainers that are putting that information out, especially driving a reefer truck, the majority of the time that we deliver is between 2 and 6 in the morning, the wee hours of the morning, okay? So you have to drive at night. As a CDL holder, you're able to drive 24 hours. Any of those, I'm sorry, let me clear that up, because I don't want anybody. You can drive up to 11 hours a day, but it can be any hours within that 24-hour period is what I'm saying, any shift. So the reality of trucking is this: today we may be on days, tomorrow we may be on nights. So for you trainers that are teaching only one shift, you get your student out here and they're used to, they've been on the truck with you for 2 months and they've been driving all day shift. That's not reality. You're setting them up for failure because their body has to get adjusted to a swing shift, especially driving reefer. I'm just saying. Reality of trucking is not I'm on one shift and that's the only shift that I'm going to drive. It just doesn't work like that, So again, I want to give you guys some reality type things. Know what you're getting yourself into. As a trainer, hey Junior, I see you. As a trainer, again, we have to be able to instill into our students knowledge to be successful, number one, okay? And then giving them, we need to set them up. We have to set them up for success, all right? And within that, stamina building is a big thing. It's a big thing. I run a lot of high val loads. I do. And across the world, across the board, CDL, if you have a CDL, it doesn't matter what company, it does not matter what company that you drive for, okay? Here is the standard. If you pull a high val load, you have to keep that truck moving for the first 200 miles. You cannot stop. You have to keep that. In case of emergency, if something happened, now we on the phone with Freight Watch and all this other stuff. Some things we cannot avoid, right? But the standard is you have to be able to drive for 200 miles. That means that when you pick up your load, you need to have enough fuel in your truck. Have your bathroom, have your food, whatever out the way so you can drive it a minimum of 200 miles before you can stop that high val load, right? Okay, so if you can't drive, and then we got to keep moving on my truck, and I, mind you, it's only the first 200 miles, but on my truck, if we're on a high val load, every 200 miles, you're not stopping before that. We got to get 4 hours out of you, because it's a high val. I want to get it off of me. I don't want to be driving high val and so-and-so on the side of me or whatever. If you ask me where I'm going, I'm not telling you where I'm going. We can talk about where I'm at when I'm done delivering what I got to deliver. Safety, all right? So again, when it comes to a high val, if you're on my truck, I encourage you, or even you other trainers that are out there, I encourage you to be able to push your students where they have to drive, get them to driving at least 4 hour increments, okay? and they need to be driving at night. Here it is. Again, as a TNT, the majority of our TNT instructors here, that's the second phase of training, as a student, you will be driving at night because I have to get up with you. You don't have to get up with me. I got to get up with you. So it's less traffic. Majority of the time is we still go through construction, but it's not construction workers, that kind of way. So the less you have to deal with is at night. I'm a night driver and I love driving at night, but my student they get their night driving in. Okay, so again, you guys need to, if you're training out here, you need to prepare your student for the real world of trucking. Okay, it's not a 7 to 5 Monday through Friday. It's not. They have to be able to maintain and hold their own. Yes, they need to be driving at night. And yes, you can drive between 12 and 6 a.m. You can drive within that 24-hour clock. It doesn't matter. It's not a set time where they cannot drive. It's not. Not here at Prime. Okay? So, let's see. What is the other thing I want to tell you guys? Thank you, Callie. Yeah, tell them, hit that like button. I appreciate it so very much. Y'all know y'all got to keep me motivated. I want to get this information out there to you. Oh, here's another thing. Of course, you guys know that I work as a mentor. You know, I try to mentor everybody that I can. Whether you're a woman, a man, you know, it doesn't matter to me. If I have some information to give to you, I will. My inbox, especially students, you know, because a lot of you believe that you just don't know. You don't know what questions to ask. You don't know what to expect when you're coming into training. And since we're talking about stamina, here it is. Hey, Marie. I'm hanging in there, sweetie. I'm hanging in there. But since we're talking about stamina, I had a student inbox me and said, you know, I'm tired of my trainer. My trainer is making me do all the driving, and, you know, I just want to get off his truck. And young man, I said, well, what did you expect when you came to truck driving school? You know, what did you expect? Did you expect just to drive an hour a day? Did you, you know, because that's not the reality. You will do the majority of the driving, again, as a student, because, again, you don't have to get up and help me. I got to get up and help you. Okay, so with that being said, I need to be able to do that. Right? Let's see. I drove day and night, my TNT currently. We try to switch shifts. Something in there. I missed it. We try to switch shifts every week. Again, I get it, Jared. You know, I'm not fond on shift driving. I'm not. But it's a good thing that you're able to flip-flop. Your trainer is giving you a little bit of this and a little bit of that. You know, but again, the reality, I drive when whatever the load requires. You know, that's how we go. If I just drove, now it's your turn to drive. You know, unless I'm trying to do a rolling 34-hour reset, you know, where I need to get a reset, and then I'll drive for a day, get you, you know, in a shift, and then, you know, get you your break in and you get your 34 while I'm driving, if the load permits. You know, if we have time to do it that way, then yes, that's the only way. Other than that, I don't do shifts. I do not do shifts. Hey, Kenneth. I do not do shifts. It's not reality. That's right. Junior says it best. My loads dictate my shift. Correct. Whatever the load requires, that's what we give it. That's what we have to do, you know. So for you all that, and I'll tell you, here it is, you know, a lot of people saying I can't sleep during the daytime. You know, if you close them curtains, it's night. Ain't no light in here, so it's night to me. You know, I mean, and for people that says I can't sleep during the daytime, but yet you drive all 48 states, I don't get it, because California, shucks, it's a 3-hour difference from the other side of the world, you know. So at some point in time, you know, your day and your nights gets flipped up anyway, you know. And then shoot, I was stationed in Alaska, so you know how that is, 6 months a day, 6 months a night, that kind of way, you know. But we have to learn how to adapt and overcome. Trainees should want to do most of the driving and docking. They don't need a job, you already have it. Correct. Yes, that should be the mentality. That should be the mentality of our students. Our students should come in hungry, okay? And that's not always the case. It really isn't. Sad. It's a sad truth. When I'm choosing a student for my truck, I want that student that is hungry. I want that student that wants it, has a burning, yearning desire to learn. You know what I mean? I want that student that is open to, hey, they asking questions. They're out there. They getting their hands dirty, you know? I mean, shucks, I just fixed 4 APUs the other night. 4. And I mean, it's just some fellow drivers that, you know, needed some help. I had the tools, I had the parts to do it. And I was like, hey, I can do this. Let me save you some shop time. My shop guy, well, he wasn't my shop guy. Another shop guy showed me how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, hey, let me just sow the seed. Somebody poured it in me. Let me just give this information a little bit forward. Pay it forward, play it forward. Something that I always say. You know, but again, as students, when you guys are coming in, you know, you're coming to school. You're coming to learn. Okay? How many, Junior, again, I'll go ahead and repeat this for Junior. How many hours should a student be able to drive at the end of his PSD training? You should be able to drive a minimum of 8 to your full 11-hour drive. I mean, that's what the work shift requires. We have a 14-hour workday. In that 14-hour workday, we can drive up to 11 hours. You need to be able to maintain. I mean, you don't have to drive 8 hours straight. You know, you take your 30-minute break, whatever in there. You got to use the bathroom, stop. Okay, I understand it. But you need to be able to hold your weight. You need to be able to drive 8 hours. Okay? You have to be able to pull your shift. You got to. Because now, also, it becomes a financial liability. And that's a whole nother video. And I'll get on that later. I don't even want to touch that right now. But again, you need to be able to hold your shift. You know, if you drink coffee and it keeps you up, okay. But if you drink a certain kind of coffee, you know, and it makes you get the runs, I'm a realist, you know. Then you don't need to drink that coffee because it's going to cause you to have to, you know, go to the bathroom a lot, you know. So if you eating and driving, I don't eat and drive. I mean, I snack on some nuts here and there or whatever. I wish my bag is in the back so I can show you guys some trail mix while I'm driving, especially. Kenneth Kelly, I love you too, baby. I love you too. I don't know you, but I love you. How about that? Oh my God, you guys make me laugh. Oh Jesus. Listen, look, you just, man, don't make me blush, okay? Because I can. All right. You making me blush. I don't even remember what I was saying. Whatever. But yeah. Anyway, if you're a student, let me just recap real quick. Bubble guts. Oh yeah, that was it. Watch what you're eating while you're driving, man, because you don't want to run into a situation to where don't eat anything if you know for a fact that it messes up your stomach. You know, you don't want to get yourself into a situation where you are, if you're, give me 1 second. Can I call you right back, sweetie? Because I'm in the middle of a live feed. Okay, all right, no problem. Give me 2 seconds. Okay? All right, love you. Y'all kids, they're my kids. You know, I love them. Like, you know, you see me on the live feed. You know, whatever. But, again, you guys, and then eating while you drive. You got to figure out what it is that you can eat that will give you energy, okay? Right? You don't want to be eating a lot of bread and pizza. I tell Junior all the time, man, well, how you eating that stuff and driving? I would be done. Like, I couldn't function at all. I would be done. I mean, I had to pull over, take a nap, and all of that. You know, and so you want to eat something that dairy products. You want to eat something that gives you energy. You definitely, you know, or just keeps you where you don't have a hunger pain or whatever, and then when you stop, you can eat. You know, that's the best way to be successful out here. You know, now like asparagus, any kind of berries. Berries give you energy. I don't drink energy drinks at all. You know, and I can drive. I mean, my stamina is up there. I can drive for a long period of time, you know. So with that being said, berries help you. Asparagus, raw asparagus, you know, almonds, things like that, you know. You guys, so if you want to look into it, if you can eat them, try it. I just say try it, see if it works, you know. Let's see. Junior is always eating pizza, always, you know. So for you new guys and gals that are looking to come into Prime or looking to get into training, period, not just Prime, training, period. You're coming to school. You're coming to school to drive, right? If you're coming to school to drive, you need to have the mindset that I need to get all the information that I can. I need to drive as much as I can, because when the umbilical cord is cut, you're basically on your own. Okay, and you really will be lucky if you have a trainer that is willing. I mean, I answer my phone 24 hours a day, but you may not have that connection with your trainer, and your trainer may not, or they may not be available, or somebody may not be available for you to get the answers that you need to be successful, right? You may run into an issue. With that being said, you guys need to be a sponge, absorb all that you can. All right. Let me see, what else is it? Don't come in complaining, oh my God, I had to drive 4 hours. 4 hours? I had to drive 8 hours. My trainer only drove 2. Your trainer is your trainer. Your trainer has his or her license, right? You have to get yours. So again, come in with an open mind. I love you guys. I got to get out of here. Come in with an open mind. Be ready to be a sponge. Know that once you get your license, you need to be able to drive. You need to be, well, no, probiotics, I disagree. Probiotics is a good balance for you guys. I mean, as far as lining up everything in your system. But probiotics, again, it will make you, probiotics will make you go to the bathroom, man. You put that, I mean, it's a good bubble guts per se, you know. So anyway, again, you guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. I got to get out of here. Until the next time. Okay, bye. Oh, Jesus. I can't hang up on y'all, can I?